They were old $100 bills, a little limp now, even a little greasy, and one of them had a rip in it that somebody had neatly mended with a strip of Scotch tape. There had been 75 of them to begin with, but by the time they reached Truman Goff, only 50 were left. 50 $100 bills, $5,000, and exactly the price that Truman Goff had decided to charge that year. It had taken 3 weeks for the $5,000 to reach Goff. That was due only in part to the chronic whimsy of the post office. The major delay was caused by the 5 other persons who had dipped into the original $7,500 sum, each taking out 2 or 3 and even 10 of the bills for himself before resealing what were left and mailing them off to the next address, along with the white 3x5-inch card that bore the name that was printed with pencil in what most newspapers like to describe as crude block letters. First stop for the $7,500 and the penciled name had been the 5th-story, one-room office of a 52-year-old private detective in downtown Minneapolis, who specialized in what he always described to clients as electronic surveillance. The detective's name was Carl Siftestad, and most of his clients were middle-aged husbands who thought, or just hoped, that Siftestad could slip around and get something on their wives that would hold up in divorce court. In good years, Siftestad's agency in the Benser building netted him about $9,000 that he dutifully reported to the state and federal tax people. He usually managed to make another unreported $9,000 or $10,000 for arranging what he regarded as introductions. For $300, he could introduce you to someone who would sell you a new Cadillac or Continental for only $3,500, if you weren't too concerned about the validity of its Texas title. For beatings, Siftestad charged $500 and always assured customers that the prospective victim will sure as shit know he's had a good stompin'. The beatings were administered by a Minneapolis fireman during his off-duty hours. Siftestad and the fireman divided the $500 fee equally. The letter containing the $7,500 was delivered to Siftestad at 11 a.m. on August 14th, a Monday. The only other mail was a junk piece from a wholesale camera dealer in St. Louis that Siftestad read carefully before tossing into his wastebasket. He read all his mail carefully because he didn't get much. There wasn't anything to read in the brown, oblong manila envelope that contained the $7,500, other than the name penciled on the white card. Siftestad recognized the name, and he felt that he should somehow give it its due, so he pursed his lips and whistled a couple of notes off-key. Then he counted the money. It was the 7th time in 4 years that Siftestad had received a letter like the one that now lay on his desk. The first one that came had contained only $5,000 and a penciled name. It had arrived 2 days after Siftestad had received a phone call from a man who identified himself as Bill, just Bill. "You're going to like what I'm going to tell you," the man who claimed that his name was just Bill had said. "What am I going to like?" "We're going to let you make a couple of bills every now and then for doing nothing." "What's doing nothing?" "Doing nothing's doing nothing. You'll get an envelope with some money in it. All you got to do is take out your 2 bills, find another envelope, and send what's left along to an address I'm going to give you. You'll have to buy your own stamps." "That's all?" Siftestad had asked. "That's all. That's absolutely all. Like I said, it's for doing nothing." "Yeah, well, I don't know, Siftestad." "Yeah?" "We like you. We really do. We don't want to see anything happen to you, and the reason we chose you is because we think you know how easy it is for something to happen to somebody. Am I getting through?" "Yeah," Siftestad had said. "Kind of." "Well, that's fine, then. It's only just sort of playing post office. That's all it is, really." "You sure that's all?" "Why should I lie to you?" "Why shouldn't you? Everybody else does."